maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I would agree with you as well, especially after the clip we saw last week, right? But listen, maybe things are more towards getting Comeback up to at a higher level. We know he's an operator player. That's always been his level, but he's also a Neon player.
And he's on the line right now in main. Ruxic just shouldering this for a little bit of info. Crosshair takes a second to adjust, so Comeback takes half his health. Bippo flying straight in is a perfect distraction, but with Hero backfilling the site, there are no problems in the end. NAVI with a strong hold. Let's see if they make sure to account for Mini, and they do. Ruxic is all over it. Should be the pistol in the bag.
And Cloric straight into this one as well. So NAVI get the pistol round Comeback, getting the first kill as well to note. But the biggest thing about these two teams and matching up against each other is that this is a big game in the middle of the group. Two 1-1 teams, especially with Team Heretics playing Carmine Core later in the week. It's going to matter a lot in terms of those standings.
Saw at the end there as well, battle between the NA imports. Glyph, of course, played Cloric 3 times last year, won 2, lost 1. Most famously in the promotion relegation event for Stage 1 of NA Challengers. So 2 players who I think which have massively bolstered their teams on joining. And with Gentamates vying for this main control again, NAVI are 1 step ahead. Fantastic utility.
There it is, and fantastic kills. Of course, it's your main man, Hero. And getting many of those points towards the ultimate, right?
And I think this is an area where teams sometimes have been a little slow to adapt playing against the Phoenix, right? We've seen a shift in this next layer of the meta from kickoff to Stage 1. You're playing up against it a lot more. Cloric just firing from the hip there for an in-zone flawless. Yeah, just denying those orbs early.
Yeah, that it certainly is. But with a flawless round brings that bonus with a lot more bite to it, and that's something that Gentlemates will really have to navigate. And speaking about Gentlemates as well, it's a team that's had its own struggles considering we just casted BBL in the last series as well.
Yeah, another one of those Santiago teams, right? And that's what the desk were adding on in their keys to victory. That they got to show us that Santiago just wasn't just a dream run, and that it can be repeated here with the change in circumstance. Martin still firing on all cylinders. He's had a pretty good start to the stage so far, and picking up a couple orbs for his troubles here as well on the Phoenix is definitely going to help them.
Yeah, I thought for a minute NAVI would have went and cleared mid, and obviously you've got to be trying to find Glyph there, but with 4 players down on the site, it's 3 versus 4, not 2 in favour of Gentlemates in the grand scheme of things.
Glyph just closing up the distance here a little bit. Hero is as good as dead, and finally it is confirmed. Martin will be wanting to die to one of these last 2 players or find an engagement that he can win, because that would bring the run it back online. So perhaps something for Gentlemates to be thinking about here.
Yeah, it is, and you can already see Martin starting to gravitate towards this. Can he find the last one? A big condition, win condition for Gentlemates in the next round. It will happen, another flawless round in this early stages of the map.
Yeah, another in-zone flawless, this one for Gentlemates. And getting that ult up into the first rifle round, really out of the bonus, is absolutely huge for them, especially being on the losing side of that pistol, where it didn't look like they could really create any space. That is another similarity to Yoru, of course, a free path into the site. And just being confirmed there by our stat man from NA, the collegiate clash, as it were.
Winthrop versus Maryville University.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's impressive about NA, the fact that they have their universities involved, but as for now, Comeback involved. Big kill there, there goes Glyph, and there goes your smokes for the rest of this round.
Of course, Maryville going on to become NRG Academy. As Gentlemates here continue to push towards the B site, it is through Martin's ultimate, as we prophesized. Cloric fighting from this corner still, but bailed out by Comeback, and as it goes unconsidered, he's able to find big value. Comeback played in for the next, and NAVI doing a brilliant job at holding on. Problems starting to pop up though. Starso is left in a clutch of which we've seen him win many.
Yeah, Filu starting to give up the space, hoping that Ruxic will get here close. A 2 versus 1, you've got to favour the NAVI boys, right?
And that's if they can find a way to play this together. Huge factor of that Santiago run, especially the group stage, was Starso winning out clutches just like this. Similar position. Gentlemate's so good on Pearl, but it's not to be on this round. Ruxic winning the fight in the alleyway. And so NAVI up in numbers, 3-1 now.
It's 3-1, but Mates did get a spike plant. Their economy not the worst state, even though they've only won one round. And comeback looking pretty decent overall, right? That's the big thing, this operator being set up right, getting the value that you'll be looking for. Sure, it's fortuitous circumstances, but hey, listen, you've got to be there to get the kills.
I mean, comeback on a role like Chamber as well, it makes sense, you know? It's a less vocal piece at times if you're able to take those fights on your own terms and conditions. And as you can see here, the A main fight about to take place, a priority for Mates. And with all that utility dropped in, Bippo sacrificing himself to try and make something happen. Martin follows in behind with the same result, 2 down. And NAVI, barely a scratch on them.
Yeah, this is real issues for Gentlemates. Remember, this is their map pick as well. This is where we'd be expecting for them to really show their stuff. Next round could be pots and pans in terms of buys. So this is a must-win for the attack.
NAVI looking to get proactive in middle, a reconsideration perhaps as Chloric is holding on with the judge in alley. Finds the kill onto Mini. Makes it a 5 versus 2. No real way out here for Gentlemates. Even if they want to re-explore B, comebacks there with the operator.
45 seconds to try and make this round doable. But Glyph and Starzo, as they go investigating, aren't find a whole bunch. NAVI giving nothing away. And that's why we're going to start to transition into a save state for the attack. And NAVI with a brilliant start so far.
Of course, it's important to mention that this is a rematch in 2026. NAVI and Gentlemates faced each other in the upper bracket of kickoff.
Of course.
Both teams got off to a fantastic start in that event, but of course only Gentlemates went on to make it to Santiago. And that's what I'm wondering here. How long does this, not honeymoon period, last for NAVI, but can they keep picking up the results that they need to actually make it to a playoff stage?
Yeah, the question you ask is this a honeymoon stage or is this going to be a permanent stage for NAVI? Because I agree with you, like it feels very much like the start of kickoff, right? They have a good couple of the results, they start to look decent, but it's in the face of adversity, in the face against a big team, is where they really failed in kickoff, because I think back to that, they nosedived out of that tournament.
Yeah, also even if you just contrast the game which they played last week against Foot versus the performance against Heretics, it really puts things into perspective. A team that's in form versus one that's drastic high. I'm sure not too far advanced beyond the barriers usually, but an improvement than what others can provide. That's really what Mates are looking for an answer for in this stage, a solution to what was their ultimate win condition all the way through into Santiago.
A lot of pings from Gentlemates towards the art position, where we can already see NAVI have got a fair amount of bodies on the line to try and defend this position.
Yeah, double stack in the corner with Ruxic just face checking. Blazeball comes in from Martin. I don't know if that's dealing damage to the trademark. It isn't, and so with that, still information here on the NAVI side.
Oh, it does just go in the end because of the molly from the Phoenix, but that's a lot of utility expended for only one piece on the NAVI side.
Yeah, NAVI have re-cleared this position now, so heading into the late round, those ults on the defensive side just get stronger and stronger when Mates have to funnel into a lane.
Yeah, does Chloric get anything from this? The answer is no, but he does hear the rifles, and so the audible's information in itself, and you can see Gentlemates starting to grow closer and closer towards going for a crunch on the A site.
Gearing up for this execution, and as I said, the Armageddon is so well timed. Running down the clock, inside the 30-second mark is when players will start to emerge from art, and it has to be Martin here. Flash available, but closing up the distance, reaching 20 seconds now, and still Gentlemates still yet to make their move. Sees out in the open, bit of a blunder from Starso, weaves a way back in for Filu, quick double, and just like that, NAVI have everyone in the right position. Mates down to the last 10 seconds and still no progress on that plant. They've not made it into the site itself, it's just Mini left and he's got to walk away.
Yeah, a massive loss for Gentlemates. You feel as if they're starting to go slower, and in a way become fanatic-like in how long they're letting this round count go down.
Sure.
And NAVI do really well to counteract that. They know exactly what they need to do to stop Gentlemates getting towards A, especially it's completely given away what they want to do when they go for the Nightfall.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, NAVI with a perfect start here. 5 rounds to 1. It's exactly what you want to see. I think it's interesting, the desk were mentioning it about the Turkish players that we've got in this team and whether that's how they want to set up. I think over the last couple of years, and it was mentioned earlier last week as well, about seeing Turkish players on international rosters. How can they succeed? You know, is this the world that we're in now versus the Turkish teams that we've also got coming through, like BBL, like Eternal Fire? Yeah, and where players like Hero and Ruxic find themselves in all of that.
Yeah, I think like when you think of Hero and Ruxic and obviously what they've been able to do, the one thing they haven't been able to do, Hazza, obviously commit to that international performance or get that chance, right? And I think as well though, when you actually
rounds now, comebacks look good with the AWP, immediately gelling in. Hero continuing to put up big numbers as well, but they're into a mixed buy now. And with the Phoenix ult available, does there get to a point where they can find a clause to use it?
It looks like they're going to try to, but remember we've seen the B-site exec with an ultimate before they run it back, and it was successful. It was that third round that we've got to remember, if you can remember that far back, and Gentlemates very quickly back in towards the site and ready to respond. But Chloric, really excellent double kill. And it looks to put a stop to what Gentlemates wanted to do. All of NAVI collapse on Gentlemates for an in-zone flawless. And yes, Hazza, it is exactly like we were before the tech pause.
Dreek, that's what it was. Because I gotta say, you look at these site holds from NAVI, and it's absolutely brilliant work from Chloric and Elbow. But, I mean, the rotations are so snappy because, mates, there's no second layer. I get it. This is the eco. We'll track how that develops. But that round did feel like a repetition of the last few that we've seen.
I think the worst part about this for Gentlemates is they have had a little bit of respite after with the tech pause. With such a dominant start from NAVI, you get to reset the mental, get yourself to go back into this, and it's the exact same result.
That's the positive way of looking at it. On the other side, I suppose they are left to wallow in it, right?
Yeah.
6-1 now the score. Chloric got to tread on thin ice here. It is the pack of players walking down B long now with Glyph detached and comeback already aggressive in mid, but no position to catch him off. Comes down to the IGL on the B site to forfeit this space.
Players give it completely up, but it's of course the ultimates they've got to look towards, and it's the fact that Gentlemates actually have control of all of the available ones, right? And that's exactly what they're going to use to hold on to this post plan.
Cosmic Divide available in this retake, and it does go up, but not before Chloric falls. Recon already parted from his utility belt, and now NAVI down to their last 4 members. Trapped in the corner, Hero can fight back out from it, but we need to see a whole lot more of that if NAVI are to be set on the right path. And instead, Glyph will send them to the shops. Come back, walking away from this with the op, but that's about as good as it's going to get.
And yeah, comeback happy to hold on to the operator. Gentlemates come straight back in, double up the round count, and keep hanging on just in there. Big thing for Gentlemates so far at this point in time would be getting those rounds together, starting to string a couple, but minimum, I think it has to be 4 as always, Hazza. It might even be 3, depending on how the next couple of rounds go, just because of... Just because of how the way that things have been going.
Yeah, Gentlemates ready for this flood back in, so they've got to try and find a way to mitigate it. Of course, they're not going to have Martin's ult every round, so you've not got that liberty to go ahead and take so much extra space without support. It's this A main duel that we're going to see yet again. Those salvos respected now by mates, but there's an ult behind this for Filu, and it doesn't matter what agent you give him. The gun in his hands is good enough.
Yeah, it's a double op, so if you go towards A main, you're going to hit at one, and if you go towards B main, you're going to hit another. So Gentlemates are really stuck for options.
And of course, the it's the NA player with an Odin right in the middle. So whichever way you go.
Don't say that. You're going to end up with like Meg sounds like egg screaming again, you know?
Wait, why? What? Because
the Odin?
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Down a player already, though. Bippo has struggled to find impact on these rounds thus far. Ult out of the picture. And it has to be a commitment into another site where NAVI look prepared.
The flash hasn't affected anyone, but at least one horn did identify the players. Hero once again, Mr. 3K makes it 4, and NAVI have an advantage for the next half.
He's their star player for a reason. Brought into the roster at the waning end of its old era amongst the names that had lifted trophies on international stages before, and he is putting himself well in the conversation to be someone to look forward to in the future for those kinds of events. But that's exactly what NAVI needed. It's just the consistency as well. He's had such a great stage so far.
Good flash. Bippo now on the hunt with an ultimate of his own, but he's not getting anything from it. In fact, he's given up the space entirely. And NAVI, Rooksik still holding on to this space around the edge of the smoke. God, the players don't realise it. The timing insane. And can he get through? The answer, no. Okay, so with that, the reinforcements come to the A site for Hero.
And the round is given a little bit of time to breathe. Gentlemate still scaling towards A. It's Filu's operator on the line, which poses the biggest threat here. No flash, nothing to challenge it with, so it's a free kill onto Glyph.
It's a long time to try and even save.
And the round drops silent again, but this time, Gentlemates, their backs are to the wall. And we spoke about the setup, 2 ops, either extremity, Odin through the middle. How on earth are you supposed to make it through this right now with how NAVI have been playing?
Comeback needs to be careful here, and that's why we're seeing him drop in towards CT, give up the space.
This is the one avenue of the map where NAVI are happy to let up a little bit because Comeback can pick up the slack in spawn. Star so tempted to peek it, wins the duel, and now that is huge.
Yeah, this turns things on its head, and now the post plant looks a little bit different. Martin, no flashes, but a couple of kills could change that. At least does have the molly.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be looking at this such an important round. Hero even considering the possibility of using his ult to just clear out the backhauls. Starso has the Nightfall. Oh, the spam is just condemning him further back, and there you go. Ult comes in, forces Martin out into the open. Starso's got to fight his ground, but he just can't stand the test, and so NAVI move to 8.
Yeah, trade of ultimates, but it's NAVI who come out on top, and Gentlemates are just completely not getting any value, and I think that's the worst part here. It feels like Gentlemates of old, right? Ultimates not finding value, and really bad halves.
One enemy
it's like even there, the slowing of the pace towards R, allowing Filu to get back on this line. Absolutely no threat from main. Easy pick onto Glyph, and it just crumbles around that. Yeah. Starso and Martin still having their moments, but this can't be a mates made on moments. It has to be more.
Yeah, and a man who you just saw on screen, Bippo, he has really struggled after Santiago and looks to struggle some more here in this moment in time. Been waiting for his moment in Tier 1 and finally got it. Looked as if it had been overdue.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he can create space for the rest of the team, that's all. It's just the amount of times they're getting shut down before they even have half a chance. This time, it's Starso falling behind the cover.
Yeah, if you want to talk about game plans, NAVI has got it down to a T.
And for Gentlemates, when something like this happens, how do you adjust? It looks like they're just going to commit through this onto B.
Yeah, but the problem is you're committing to 3 players and ones that have plenty of utility, plenty of bodies on the line, and plenty of rifles to make you pay. And I'm telling you, Gentlemates are paying double right now, as they look to have only got 2 rounds out of a total of 11. NAVI nearly on double digits before this first half is over.
Yeah, I mean, this is Gentlemates' map pick as well. they were one of the best teams, I mean, say one of the best teams in the region at Pearl. Doesn't really mean too much in EMEA, I think, in recent times. Well, in all time, let's be brutally honest. They were going toe-to-toe with BBL, who did feel like a bit more of a consistent pick here.
Nice, boys! Nice! Sit down!
Filu, mate, I think they're already sat. They've been sat since the tech pause.
Yeah, they've got nothing really to stand up for, do they? Oh, that's unfortunate, and it's going to get even more. It's Filu just unfortunately can't grab anything, but look at this, an immediate pivot, and this looks like the killer feeling that Gentlemates usually have, straight towards the B site, and it's going to be a brawl, one which goes either way, but Spike is on the ground. That's the issue for Gentlemates at the moment, and they need to try and get that back.
Na'Vi main control, Ruxic to take contact.
And the players come through the smoke, and it's Bippo to come out on top. Spike recollected, and the double duelists have a moment.
Come back on the way through. Has to really challenge for an early fight here if he wants to win this.
Yeah, but an off angle is what will get Gentlemates their third. A lifeline, but a pistol round could throw that on its head.
Switching sides.
It could potentially. They've just about kept themselves in it, but goes down to the wire if they can't find consistent success in that second half, which will happen in just a moment.
Back in map number 1, or we could be heading to Navi's pick of Lotus before you know it, and that's not a position you want to be in.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mates fight back into this one as well. You know, they're a team which, in the past, previous versions of the roster would have crumbled in this kind of situation. They've shown us some tenacity throughout kickoff into Santiago. Does that translate here on a Wednesday night in Berlin under the lights? Let's see. Sheriff out for Chloric. Same could be said of Mini.
Camera taken out.
NAVI just gutting the mid space before they make a commitment, but Spike already sent in the direction of A.
Split towards A, but how does Gentlemates begin to figure this out? Oh, it seems to be they want to take it on the front foot. Look for that information. And that's a big joke because Spike is here and Gentlemates are coming out on top. The second half of the push is coming from behind, so Gentlemates need to get cozy, need to find a position to work with, and they have! Spike on the ground. Hero able to recollect it, but that's a great way to answer back.
Yeah, love the reaction there from Gentlemates. Deficit of information in the middle of the map, and so they react into main, make sure that they can at least fight one of the arms of the push, get themselves some solid information where Mini was already watching B-Long. And great jewels taken by Glyph. Hero gets another salvo kill in there, by the way.
Yeah.
This guy is just pumping them out. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I wonder what the end...
Watch out, he's about to take off.
Hey, listen, maybe Gentlemates are. That's the question.
Maybe.
Maybe it's just an attack half deficit between these two. Martin manages to take an orb with no challenge and come back. Looks to try and take the space all by himself through art.
So the Starsocopter is on the helipad. They've got the pistol. What do they need to make this start feeling possible, Kyra? That's a nice opening kill from Martin. At what point in this game do you start to believe, yeah, okay, Na'Vi are actually slipping?
No, not in these 2 rounds, right? I think this is like a mandatory, like, yeah, you've got to tick the box, get through that. But it's where the rifles where I'm going to start to really consider Gentlemates. Once we get by bonus, get a couple of rifle rounds in, that's where I'm going to be looking at Gentlemates. Of course, like, yeah, they could come back here.
All right, well, no need to buckle up on that one just yet then. Bippo, nice clean kill. Hero trying to trade it through the mid door, but the judge will do as it likes, and I don't think he's going to get a salvo kill there either. Bippo won't want to stand in that, and the rest of Mates clean up for an in-zone flawless. Now, Kyra, you want to talk bonus rounds? I don't think it's going to get much better than that with the weapons kept.
No, it's really not. The fact you get to keep a judge on defense side, an outlaw as well. But the good thing for Navi is they've not got a whole bunch of players within striking distance of that outlaw.
They've actually fully bought into heavy shields in the next round. You won't see it just for a second, but Vibes are good on the Gentlemates side. And one aspect to those comebacks is Starso is an emotional leader.
Yeah.
Where everyone else can drop off a little bit, he's always there to bring them up. And I think that's the reason why they made it out of Swiss in Santiago.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And already Gentlemates looking to brawl their way through that A main space. Something that Phoenix combined with the Fade will actually have a great effect to.
It's good, right, if you take that space. The problem is they've not left anyone behind, actually. Bippo is just soloing this, but he does peel off, and it's re-cleared through a drone. That's now 2 big bits of utility you'll be missing later in the round, non-rechargeable, of course.
And at this moment in time, NAVI, as they start to move towards A, they pick up this spike on their way there. We now know exactly where that execute is going to come through. 3 bodies strong, but heavier on that art push, and that's the weaker side for NAVI.
Recon Dart lands just to try and clear out the art space. As you can see here, Mates ready to receive. Martin on high alert as the execution comes in, but Bippo playing guard and just sliding right in. Fighting hero as well. Chloric's got a whole lot on his plate, and it's just too much to ask of one player. Bippo with a 3K. And the bonus in the bag for Mates. This is the start of something. Cairo, that Starso copter, the blades are starting to spin.
Hey, listen, mate, you're really obsessed with a Starzo copter.
Yeah,
that's how I'm going to... Hashtag, not only hashtag Vice for EMEA, your
hashtag Vice for EMEA, hashtag Starso copter.
Love that. But the problem is the point I want to bring up now is this attack side from both of these teams have left a lot to be desired so far, right? Like right now, you're seeing NAVI come into the site, and they're not clearing key corners. They're not anticipating, like for instance, Comeback just completely peeks by himself. And that's criminal in a position like that.
That's also the kind of individual decision-making that you expect just coming into this team without the amount of time to practice, right? Being given freedom to play his own way in many ways and fill in that gap. And while Mates may not have fully taken off just yet, Starso's back up on his feet. And with a 3-round gap here coming in against Navi's Eco, it's a huge opportunity for them to really close the distance.
It seems as if NAVI have opted to not even challenge A main anymore. They would rather give that up and head towards B. See if they can challenge there, get some information from that side. But all they've found is Gentlemates ready to rack them up and knock them down.
Ruxic still has the rifle here, but how much can you possibly build around this? Gentlemates don't need to go exploring in middle, but it looks like they're going to anyway.
Yeah, they want to try and find something from this. Chloric Sheriff not got a whole yeah, I was going to say not got a bit of bite, but certainly Ruxic's rifle does.
And that's exactly where I start to get scared, because Ruxic is here holding. Mates are still letting their presence be felt, and NAVI just decides, you know what, let's take the B site. There are still some traps up here, but I think Chloric gets there first.
Yeah, it's a foot race, but it's a Sheriff that sails first. It's not your rifle, and it's not your healthy player, and it's Ruxic that has to commit to the spike plant. Well, Chloric gives himself away. Gentlemates so zoomed in, zoned in on the only player that was low. Martin instead takes position elsewhere on the site, finding Ruxic. And Gentlemates get the round they were looking for.
Yeah, full confidence in their own individual ability there when you look at some of these fights that they're taking. Bippo going wide after the first. Then he gets his double there, and as Martin's the first player out in sight.
Nice, okay.
As dangerous as it looked on the surface, they have found a 7th.
It's good, I like it, guys. It's okay, it's okay. Bro, I love it.
What does he love?
I don't know. He loves the fact that Gentlemates are coming back in.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It seems that the coaches are getting a lot happier as well with this defence side. And at this moment in time, as 4 players line up for NAVI, they'll await the spike. Thickness execute could come in quicker than you'd expect.
That's the thing. What can NAVI do with it? We're going to listen in on their comms.
Take back side. I'm dashing back on. Front, man. Back on, Neon, guys. Back on Neon. Ninja to 120. All five. They're gonna push back on.
Okay.
You're pushing.
Last player standing.
That's okay. That's nice. Okay, call timeout.
So it's a clean sweep from mates on the site, and with that, some real propulsion behind them now. Just one round separating the teams.
Yeah, this is not looking good, and you can hear the disappointment in the voice of the players after that execute. It just feels like when it comes down to these brawls, NAVI just do not have an idea of the kind of team fight capabilities that you would expect in those chaotic environments.
5 from 5 on the defender's side. And the call for the timeout is made. The first...
At the double duelist performance so much better on the defense. And it's this same sort of setup that Gentlemates keep going for. They want to keep challenging EMEA, and there's been nothing to really stop them. And NAVI struggling in that aspect, not really given utility to stop that at all. And now they start to put bodies elsewhere on the map towards Art, and Gentlemates are up for the task.
I mean, that's where Glyph also plays into the conditioning as well. Early smoke goes up. Bippo still fighting in front of this. Finds one, but the Stingers continuing to play chase, and behind their own divide, a chance for the plant.
Yeah, that gravity well, given a little bit of vulnerability, but nobody to get anything off the back of it. Spike in though, that's Cosmic Divide causing an issue.
So much utility used, but no one from Gentlemates swinging off the back of it. NAVI are able to get away with this, and playing up close and personal, these Stingers could have a serious bite. That's when Martin strikes. First one found, Ruxic offline. With comeback in the corner, he does have a TP and takes it quite early.
Yeah, a nice pop flash, but you've got to be thinking towards Art as well.
Yeah, Chloric also waiting with his ult in main. NAVI have win conditions here. Mates need to hunt these players out. Catches a tag, he's up in the air. Chloric only just taken down. Hero still with a real chance to win this, and he finds the first through the wall. Martin on that second tap. It's a full stick, and I think there's time. So mates have brought us level.
What a comeback so far from Gentlemates on this defense side. How many rounds in a row is that now? 6. And NAVI have not been able to answer back once.
And 7 if you include the final round of the previous half, which I think just gives them that little bit of belief that this was a possibility. Chloric up in the skies, trying to play denial, but fully committed to it, and Hero can't win the clutch. Mates feeling themselves now, and that's a scary, scary prospect heading into map 2.
Yeah, you asked me when do I consider this a comeback, Hazza? Yeah, I'll admit to it now, right? 9 to 9.
You've waited until now. Well, look, if they lose, then I know whose fault it is.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Bippo's operator identified, forced back, and I mean, this is nice mitigation from NAVI. But it's all about the fight up next. As this smoke begins to go, Gentlemates would rather fight close quarters, and that's what's really been favouring them.
You can see what the game plan is here as well. Comeback, finding a kill on the extremity, just walking up. They've left him behind though. The rest of NAVI are ready to take the A site. The only issue is, it's a long way to the A site.
Yeah, it is, and look, all these Cypher traps still up. Starzo with an operator, he plays ahead, and that shouldn't have been the play at all. The fact that he had that Nightfall in pocket, and now it's up to Bippo's operator, which has been pretty decent so far, is getting pass marks, but can it go one better? Filu, 11 points of health, up close and personal. The trigger discipline, good, but not good enough. 2v2 now, that operator no longer in play. It's all down to the rifles, and NAVI in a pretty decent spot. Although, a 1 versus 1 around the spike is not the position you would want to be in. Ruxic does have a star, but it's going to be a very difficult position to be in should this 1v1 be lost. Bippo looking to just go into this fight and win it out. A 1v1 now against Ruxic, and he has no stars, no stun, but there's not a whole lot of time left. And that's where Ruxic is going to be in prime position to win this out and give double digits back to NAVI.
Yeah, NAVI set themselves up really well there. I don't think that 2v1 would have been losable by any margin, sparing some heroics from Bippo, but it's rounds like this here where you see what it is NAVI are trying to do. They're setting up comeback to get to a deep position where he can find a pick and have the rest of the team pry away on the other extremity. They find value from it here. It's their first round on this attack side. Do mates have a counter?
I mean, it's only a drop, right?
You want to play?
And what has been an ocean of Gentlemate wins.
Actually, instead, it looks like Mates are working the map together by setting up 2 players towards B long, so there's a chance for Martin to flash and Bippo with this operator. Now that's inserted, they can stack up on the other side.
I think they're going to just try and fake some presence towards that B side before they go for what looks to be a ace split. And that Prowler finding nothing. And with the pressure about to come through from Hero on the B side, I'll start to move a couple of players around here. And that's going to make sure that NAVI are in prime position for this next execute.
No, I don't know if it will though, because Bippo's not overcalled it. There's still 3 bodies here for Gentlemates, and time is of the essence. We've crossed the minute mark and still presence being felt on A.
Martin and Gentlemates having blinked in the face of what has been real questions. Big kill from Starzo, big delay. Ultimate still to be thrown in here from either side, and that's what they go for. Send them right into the middle of the field as the players look to fight each other, and Gentlemates still at 2-2. Big kills from comeback, sure, but that's Spike on the ground.
Bippo's still here.
Yep, and Bippo gets the kill, so it has to be the sub. It has to be comeback here, under pressure, and can't stand up to it. We're all even once again.
20 rounds played and the team's inseparable, but Gentlemates with much more of the character and charisma that you expect from them at this stage in the game. Another round win and they're back to winning ways.
30 seconds left.
Comeback had a couple of nice shots here, really, but again, it's just how deep does that go beyond those couple of frags?
Now Gentlemates getting up on their feet now, much to Philo's dismay. It's that same drone much earlier now down B long, trying to identify the operator that Bippo had.
And look at this roaming pack that Starso is currently leading through spawn. They're just deciding, do we want to commit to be here? Is the mid pressure enough for us to bank on this? Or do they double back? It's an eco that they're up against at the end of the day.
Yeah, but is that conditioning playing into it? That's the other thing you need to consider.
Yeah.
You know, Gentlemates never moved on the last fake. Do they move now? But that cam probably factors into the decision making now.
Navi also have the info that there was a re-clear in mid. Trademark of comebacks has been broken. And Mini's on high alert. Has to just dip back a little bit. Respect Philu with this ultimate, who will be looking to pave the way forwards, honestly. Look for as much as he possibly can, not given anything. Same could be said a comeback. It's a dodgy fight, but he's going to win it over Mini.
And that Spectre at close range is exactly what you would want. But ultimate put in, run it back used, and Martin's got a kill off the back of it.
Looking for a second before that one expires, but it is just the one as it stands. 4-on-4 situation. And NAVI have a couple of players deep, embedded in secret right now. That's what mates have to hit on the head, and that's exactly what they'll do. Hero can't play post-plant from this position. Flushed out by the molly, still hitting heads. And Ruxic doing enough to delay the defuse initially, but now Starso's hands are busy. Ruxic, there's no way he walks away with 2 there.
Yeah, it's nice kills all in, but what does it really matter when Gentlemates still win the round? Good damage, yeah, but you're looking at an economy which I thought had a lot behind it. This is a little bit spicy now heading into the next round.
Yeah, you'll see it in just a moment, but those 2 kills from Ruxic could have more weight than we imagine. Extra 300 credits for everyone on NAVI for that plant, of course, but staring at...
Pretty big swing round.
Yeah, exactly. A round which means so much at this stage in the game, because this is either mates taking 12 or NAVI tying it up at 11 all with a bad buy for the defenders, you imagine.
Yeah, a swing round at the end of the first map could really help decide this. As Mini swings out, catches Philu, and even gets more information, so this fake is now known about.
We're just trying to solo fake, but it's into the Cypher setup there. I mean, Chloric maybe trying to break the traps with the shocks, didn't work. And NAVI have a post plant at the very least, but mates retakes have looked good so far.
Now they have. They've looked excellent. So come back within the corner, stunned up, and that's the worst part. Has to give up the time, and already Firo using all his utility belt. Gentlemates, absolutely brilliant so far. There is a cosmic divide to try and challenge this spike, but why would you use it? Come back with a nice shot, but still no control of that spike. No way to deny anybody defusing, so it forces players out into the open. And that's where Gentlemates really make them pay as they head on to map point on what should never have been theirs.
It's their map pick at the end of the day, but NAVI have really faltered in the face of a 9-3 lead coming out of that first half. Looking at it here, I mean, Mini does a great job at defending the B site, but in some of these post plants, you're looking at NAVI and the agents that they have, right? They've got the gravity well to delay with Ruxic. They've got both salvos, they've got shock darts. It just feels like they're never playing for that post plant though. They're trying to take fights, especially through Comeback, who's having some success
in this position. And once again, it can't be stated. The team who loses this goes 1 and 2, and with Team Heretics and Carmine Core playing each other later in the week, then becomes a little bit more exciting towards that bottom part of the table.
That's the thing, right? It feels like Group Omega is the one which could have multiple people qualify, similar to Group Alpha in Pacific, where there's multiple frontrunners. This one, yeah, I don't know. Still not really decided towards the top end, but Gentlemates want to send themselves in that direction, with Bippo already finding one and Mini locking down the B site again through middle this time. NAVI are at another impasse.
Another question asked of them. Hero on 5 HP. He's not long for this world, let's be honest. And Gentlemates have taken up position through mid, so the only question, or the only answer really for the attack is send it towards B, into a Cypher setup and a retake cam set up by Mini.
Mini is just giving this cam a look though for some early information, and that's exactly what he'll get. Catches wind of the push coming in early. Very preemptive Cosmic Divide here as well, just to make sure that no one can take advantage of those traps should they reveal a player. But NAVI can't afford to be on the backs of their feet in this situation. They have to fight forwards and find an advantage.
Especially with Martin's run it back. If he uses this, I mean, that's just a free body to send it into the site to trade off of, right? But let's be honest, who's trading off of Martin? He's usually going to get the kill himself. So the flashes and utility get sent forward. He doesn't get a kill, but Mini does get the trade. So a 2 versus 4 in which we're going to have to see NAVI try and clutch up from. Onto the spike they go. Ruxic already in the kill feed. And Comeback identified. It has to be Ruxic. All the way from long, with players starting to encroach on his position. It's Gentlemates to encroach on NAVI's lead. It will be Gentlemates to complete the comeback on this first map of Peril.
Yeah, more mates magic tonight as they're able to clamber their way back on Pearl.
Expected, so it's time we give him a little congratulations for 2,000 and hopefully 2,000 more for him on a new duelist. Well, not in this map, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he had about 10% of those kills in just 2 series, which he played back-to-back, didn't he, in kickoff. So if he can emulate even half of that level, then mates will be home and dry. It's already looked pretty good so far in this one. And he's part of the play which begins to emerge from the A lobby. Out into the grassy A main, where, as you can see, NAVI are starting to rotate some numbers over. They have come back on the C line.
Yeah, they've left him all by himself like we expected from Angel's coach confession. And a big detail to how this defence is probably going to set themselves up. But with that, Gentlemates looked like they were going for the A exec. Instead, they go a step further.
Yeah, a lot of teams liking to go towards A, turn the door, pressure tree a little bit. NAVI trying to see through it, but look at this gap. Gentlemates have managed to thread 4 players through the eye of the needle. And while you can see Filu is set up here for main, is he going to anticipate a player rounding that corner from close? Does the crosshair click onto position? It absolutely does. A quick double does get flattened by Glyph.
30 seconds left.
So there is a way back in here for mates.
There is. With that spike going down, Starzo left outside of door. They'll be asking themselves, where is the fade? Has he went in with the rest of the pack? And the answer is no.
It's going to take so much time for NAVI to clear all of this out, so Starso gives them a gift. On a silver platter he goes.
Last two have sheriffs as well, so there is a little bit of bite about this.
There is. But how much can Bippo do up close? Still the slide available. Is there a clause to use it? Needs to find something here early. Glyph shredding them on the way back through, but still not enough with the sheer mass of bodies in that retake. NAVI get the pistol.
Yeah, too many targets to try and hit in that one. So NAVI, with their 65% pistol win rate, answer straight back in. But listen, this is a long map. We know how Lotus likes to play out. Yeah. I think this defense side, we're already going to start to see how it works.
Yeah, we know how mates are. Slow to start, but once they get going, as Kundi was saying, that Starso copter, it's flying all the way to a map win. Yeah, no, I'm fully bought in.
Okay, hey, listen, if you're bought in, I'll try and see if I can convince myself, but it's certainly going to need a refuel here because at this moment in time, poor weaponry, or maybe it's already had a refuel, because look at this buy. 4 stingers, there's a Bucky in there as well, and Gentlemates are making this doable. I completely caught NAVI off guard.
Yeah, a little upgrade in there as well, I think. Spectre picked up by Glyph now. Those stingers proving to be valuable. Comeback on the way back in. Has a Marshall, and this could be nasty.
No, it could. This Phantom could really hurt, especially with Glyph so low. But at close quarters, you don't doubt that these stingers could catch players off guard, and that paranoia buying precious time for this attack. Oh, defense of the site, I should say. Defense of the spike as Filu looks to save up. It will be Gentlemate straight back in.
You can already hear him shouting away. Filu does find one as he fades off to the A site, but Gentlemates, the instant reaction here, it's almost better than a pistol round in some ways, because it's that instant break of any momentum Na'Vi would have been looking for. No chance at a bonus. Mental gonna be boomed again. That's something which I want to see from players like Chloric on the other side. Think of the Heretics game. The amount of a boost he was able to give them sort of on that emotional side, not just through the clutches that he was putting up. Does he have that aspect to him in these sticky situations?
Gentlemates going straight for that C site once again. They've got blood in the water and they want to try and use that to as much of their advantage as possible. Comeback out wide, Headhunter, and well, his teammate has gone as well, so will he.
Yep.
It's what we expected. That rifle's still in play though.
Yeah, Filu, I was just about to highlight, is one of the players retaking here. Has the Phantom, but no real tools to make himself too dangerous. That stun isn't available. Has a slide, but really you want the Neon in first and the rifle behind it.
Spike planted.
Yeah. Still though, Navi taking the time to come back in. Maybe waiting for that haunt to come back up on Hero.
Yeah, potentially. But I think 20 seconds is 20 seconds too long to do anything here, really. Hero in that classic, man. He's hitting shots with it. Filu teed up on the rifle as well. It's down to a 2-on-2, but I just, again, think that on time this isn't tenable.
Is it?
It just, with Mini finding that one there as well.
Yeah.
It's left far too late for Chloric to really salvage anything here. He does find one. But I don't think he's going to be able to stick the defuse, so Starso's got it covered. And mates walk away with the bare minimum.
Yeah, a bit of a weird round, the fact that Navi are maybe waiting for someone to peek them and Gentlemates like chilling on their post plan. They didn't necessarily peek in the last round either, so it doesn't happen. That C mound going to be a real issue if Navi can't fix their issues there, because already once we come out of the replays, you'll see Gentlemates
don't worry about it.
Are lining up to hit this again.
I think something we want to see immediately with this operator purchase from Comeback is just him winning his ones. It doesn't get any more clear-cut than that. The sole player stationed to defend A as it stands, but All eyes on Chloric for the time being. He has to fend off this push, ward them away from his sight, and while waltzing around the edge of the poison cloud, they have absolutely no idea he's here. Glyph walking right back into it, fellow countrymen, but there is a trade, and there you have it. Mates find a way in front.
Yeah, that spike can go down now. A little bit of safety for Gentlemates, but you can see Navi dancing with the idea of hitting this again.
That op in the hands of Comeback, though, a player deficit that just means you need that first fight to go your way, or it's going to be another save call, most likely. And you can already see that look of dejection building as the heads start to turn away on the Na'Vi side. They know this one's done.
That it is. Gentlemates straight back in, getting their lead in their hands. And again, they know how to build momentum, they know how to make it work in their favour. And Navi, right now on the defence, on a 3-site map as well, are really struggling.
They are. Mates have found that there's a gap on this C site, and they are consistently abusing it. I mean, whether it was into Comeback's op previously, or his TP, sorry, I should say, as this is the first time we see it, the debut, they know that the scaling with this double duelist is so effective. The Neon and the double satchel from Martin, something he was looking forward to playing, and I mean, the proof is in the practice.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. And I think this is something that a lot of teams will be experimenting with, double duelist-wise, what they can add to the roster of agents, right? I mean, for a lot of these duelists in the league, they should be able to pick up a Raze or a Jet with next to no issue, and Martin definitely one of them.
Yeah, I think, again, sort of giving that cross-regional context, team like MIBR's looked really good using the Neon Raze on this map, so it fits some teams, others not so much when you consider what their agent pool looks like. And if you have that Neon specialist, really, like Bippo, who can create the space, and someone happy to play the Raze in behind, then benefits are absolutely there. Mixed buy here from Na'Vi again, as Gentlemates really encroaching on that A site.
That they are. And already seen one, the Neon, but there's plenty of bodies here for Navi, and that's why Heroes Bucky at least finds one. That bike backside secure for a moment, and the overdrive coming through as well. Still advantage towards the defense, but time to work with if you are Gentlemates, and that's why they're going to start to go back and look elsewhere.
Site now heavily fortified with Comeback arriving as well. The door turns for the umpteenth time. You're just waiting for Comeback to make his move on this op. It has to land, and it does. Asked of him multiple times already. This one will not miss.
Yeah, a 2 versus 4 once again, Glyph and Martin.
30 seconds left.
On the same site as it was the pistol round. This time, though, you're expecting the rifles to make them pay, not necessarily like the Sheriffs.
Yeah, Comeback can't quite chase the players off to main, but with this Viper wall up, it's going to be a really difficult post plant.
Yeah, it is. How long do those toxins last, though? But with Rook 6, smoke going in, now you're starting to really favour Navi. Now, if you will already, let's be honest, as Glyph starts to throw in the white till, respect what Navi have got, and save that rifle up.
So the deficit reduced by 1, but Gentlemates, I mean, that's a big round to lose. Na'Vi have done a brilliant job there to win that one. Filu just good for the one with the ult, bit of damage. And Comeback in that situation, right? You see him there in stairs and your heart is fluttering, right? You're on the edge of your seat because he's really not looked too great so far. That was his first kill of this map. If we get a few more moments like that where he's not getting punished, when he is able to just take a duel and win it, then that's what you want to see.
I think I 100% agree, right? He's not looked the best, but he's not looked terrible either.
Yeah.
I always find it so interesting that since he's left Tier 2, he's not looked like the player that we expect him to be.
It was him going to mates, right? More than anything else. It was the kind of advantages that Na'Vi enjoyed on the previous map, which that same team were giving away when he played for them.
My ult is ready.
Times have changed. But it does still feel like it's the same comeback in some ways. The VCT comeback versus the high on confidence one we saw tear challengers apart. He will get his chance to shine in this round, though. Make no mistake about it. Gentlemates have congregated, and they grow closer and closer to the C site by the moment.
Yeah, but he's starting to get an idea, although stepping forward, still in his TP range. Thinking about players in the smoke, can't quite connect. His luck not going in his favour. A Nightfall in. Martin, oh, that's nice movement, and we'll even get him a kill. A little bit awkward, as you can see, Philo trying to get to backside, but Bippo's already there. Gentlemates have their post plan.
And there's no op to save this time, so Na'Vi perhaps willing to go for this retake attempt. Cloric spotted a kill, or so he thought. Mini makes him pay a hefty toll.
He does. Martin now with an operator, gives it away. 2-on-2. This is much more doable than we originally thought. Bippo and Starzo are full of health, and Navi aren't quite there themselves. But that operator picked up from Cloric might prove an issue.
Still has a pit as well. If he can find a safe way to sight, this is a problem.
That is a big if, though. That's the issue, is Bippo is waiting for the barrel to be seen, and it's exactly that. So Cloric looks to save up the operator, and Gentlemates look to walk to 4.
I mean, Cloric walking away with the op here is the best of a bad scenario when you consider the 4 versus 2 that they found themselves in. The fragging IGL still finding plenty of value round to round, but it's comeback getting absolutely overrun there. There are a couple different TPs you can use as a chamber player. That close one is just to hug the long wall and get the early info. The only problem is it doesn't really give you then that second escape plan, that second route out, especially against a Neon player.
I have to thoroughly agree here. It's the chamber, like, on the defense side,
Let's go, Mini.
is really important as well in terms of getting that information. Allowing Santiago and Gentlemates taking a step forward with picking up this raise and allowing Martin to really flex his agent pool as well. And as well as a difference, Gentlemates are in a winning position in this series.
Door open for comeback here to play in that operator, but Filu's already been dropped, and the person whose role was replaced is not able to find anything from it. Look how quick this reaction is from Gentlemates, heading towards Cloric, solo on the C site. Oh, wow. Orb timing's perfect to counter that horn.
There it is, Cloric. Oh, nice to flick on to the next player, but Martin once again shows what he's good at, entering a site, getting a kill. Gentlemates still one to the good, but that spike not down.
I was going to say, Cloric does well to counter anything there, finding his 1 kill. Looking at the retake, all of them still decayed by this ultimate, but Mini finding a quick double, leaving only Ruxic standing, and that's not for long. Mates in full control on this attack side now.
I mean, what else is there to say? You're exactly spot on. They're in control. They're making the defenders' economy so weak, so fragmented at times in terms of the buys. And not only that, they've got the full control of the ultimate economy as well. Where does it stop? You feel so sorry for Navi at this moment in time, right? Because they're playing with a second stand-in and they've not even got a chance to play with exit. And the question is this what we're going to see from Navi, or what do they look like with a real duelist player?
I mean, that's a very scathing analysis, but
no, I understand
the
that,
player that they originally wanted to play with, I agree. And I think if you're talking Raze Neon being a good read for this map, he is a fantastic Raze player. So looking at it here, Na'Vi still trying to cause issues with the purchase that they do have. Mates getting to grips with this attack side now, and Starso part and parcel of it. He's able to drop Ruxic on that extremity. Outside of C as they move into post on B now. They're not just going to settle for this. They want more. The paranoia is in to take a little bit of deeper control, but that's when Na'Vi take their own cue to fight back, and that's where Hero and Filu both pick up kills.
Yeah, but Mini's outlaw holding things down. He sees the Neon.
Actually going to pop the pit to try and play around this. The outlaw's got to work as a shotgun if this is to find any success. Very quickly, the toxins do drop, and it's just the classic left. Mini forced to concede the situation. RV, the ones that will find their third.
I mean, Navi, the fact that they've managed to get themselves back in, Gentlemates completely taken aback there. close engagements once again. Fulu with a nice entry through. But like, how are Navi getting that space when there's players in main, players on site?
Yeah, that's the puzzling part of it. If there was anything you wanted to criticize about Gentlemates, a couple of these post plants have let Navi a way back in. Doesn't feel like an overarching theme for now, though.
Where are you?
But Money looking a little bit ropey. Navi this round had to stick for them, but now, once more, it's only Ruxic here. It's a sole player left to defend the C site, catches wind of Glyph's TP a little too late. And with him taken out of the picture, Mates in another post 4v2.
Yeah, getting that post plant straight and advantage that Navi should have no way back in, but they've been able to chip away at these leads time and time again.
And that's what's keeping the money honest for Mates, but that's about it. It doesn't feel like there's a concrete solution to this C-hold yet that they've been able to settle on, where, you know, in the past you double up on your anchors perhaps. Maybe it's the Chamber and the Viper in the same area of the map. It's just not something that they've wanted to lean on. Comeback actually going in for a second opportunity here. He'll give it a go, but it's only good for the one.
I mean, but every kill you get is a little bit of damage again to that economy, considering Mini and Bippo are on 900 and 400 respectively. The other thing is, though, I mean, Starzo and Martin have some of their own money, so they'll be able to buy up and spread the money across the team. Gentlemates do find 6, though, so they're guaranteed even on the next half. A couple of rounds left in this one, and we'll see how big that advantage really will be on that second half.
Yeah, I mean, look, a couple more rounds for them here will do it. I think they want to maximize the strength of this attack side now because, again, you're looking at Na'Vi moving over to their weaker side. Both teams had a difficulty attacking on Pearl. If this is what it's going to look like for Mates here on Lotus, then who knows what the second half has in store for us.
Oh, comeback. He wants to try and take the fight to his opponents and can't even make the tour de force connect, even though the crosshair was on his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was right there, whether it's movement error or just a pixel off. Would love a replay of that. Mates grouping up again to go for this C hit, and once more, it is just a sole player. Chloric here by himself, spread so thin, just feels like a lack of information at times. Does pop the pit, in fact, and Mates are heading elsewhere now.
Yeah, that decision out of their hands now in terms of where that execute does come in. With a minute left, though, they could easily pivot to B, and it is comeback on this line. The operator should be known about after it announced itself in B main. It's Tree, though, where most of the action is happening, and it's Fulu who gets caught out.
Yeah, and lovely slide from Bippo, just breaking the line there, getting in. Ruxic TP denied.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Bippo's life denied as Navi come back in with a little bit of force. Something to make Gentlemates respect them, but the utility so spot on. And that spike should be safe now.
Ruxic and Chloric, if anyone was going to do it, it'd probably be these two. That's such an aggressive post plant here from Mates as well as the spike is just now going in.
I do like it, but this paranoia could be the one to break both of them as a caught, but unfortunately not capitalised upon. The molly already used from Chloric, and unfortunately the players not showing themselves from Gentlemates. Chloric's pushed back and Ruxic in a place which he can't return from. He's not getting any more TPs. Well, at least he's got one, but he's onto the spike. Gentlemates try and spam out, not being baited out the shot. He's trying to make things work. It gets the chaotic, and somehow goes Navi's way.
Ruxic and Chloric putting on a show there. Such an intelligently read 2 versus 3. That initial paranoia from Ruxic up in the top step, clearing out the players. I mean, Gentlemates looked efficient in the way that they took the site. It's just then in the moments that follow up afterwards where it all falls apart.
Yeah, it really is. It's this moment here, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, you can't play post plant on this site the same way that you used to. That you can't get that plant on the easy default box to play for main. You've got to go out against the back wall. They're forced to push back through against the smokes, and they just get melted.
Where are you?
Saves Navi for one more round. Still players low on the economy front as well. Has to be noted because Comeback has once again gone for his signature operator pick. And at the same time, Navi very aggressive on C main. Gentlemates are boxed in here.
Yeah, it's the first time that Na'Vi have actually shown this level of proactivity. So it catches
Spike
Gentlemates
down
sleeping
A.
at the wheel. Come back for the opening kill. And here is the dagger in the back. All the knives out on the mate's side. No one anticipating this kind of pressure from Filu. He walks away, but Roxik's left behind. Another player to add a second
Spike
layer.
down A.
And only Mini remaining.
Well, what a couple of rounds felt like a Gentlemates dominance now feels like a pretty even half all in, even though Na'Vi, for the most part, have been under the cosh.
Yeah, it looks like they've responded well to what mates have been doing. You see, on that round specifically, they would have been prepared for the C hit, but mates can't immediately scale towards A either, so that's where the flank then starts to find value. And it feels like this defender side is a little bit more balanced in terms of the alchemy. All in on A, though, to end the half. This one could be blockbuster.
Could be, especially with all the bodies lined up against one another on the A side. Big on, but doesn't get any kills. There's even stingers and judges in the mix, so I mean, you're starting to favour Navi here to even out the half at an even score line. And unfortunately, Gentlemates come straight back in with the lower buy and gain the site.
Yeah, I mean, just rapid pace change from Gentlemates again. Bippo's not considered with this judge, and comeback pays the ultimate price.
That he does, and perhaps have paid the price of the round, not checking close corner. Bippo up with the judge, but it's the shorty, the little brother, that comes out on top. And Gentlemates begin to regress. They're post-plant now. As Chloric and Ruxic try and clear out, and I've got not a lot of time to do this, and a lot of bodies to try and find. Gentlemates up to 7 at an advantage, but not one as clear-cut as we thought.
Yeah, as iconic as Chloric is on that site, and with the support of Ruxic, it's not happening this time around. Mates maintain their advantage on the half. Will it be enough for them to bring it home in 2?
Teams that you thought were safe, maybe not so much.
I think, look, mates right now will be wanting to keep this as clean as possible and condemn Na'Vi to have to play the remainder of them because, as you say, the top two have climatized really well, some of them even leading the meta regionally, I think it's fair to say, in terms of Liquid and how they're playing the double duelist. Na'Vi trying to give it a go here themselves. It's only Filu in first. Mini is there to guard his poison orb. And with Glyph landing the blind as well, I mean, just no way through for this attack, and it's the worst possible start.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are just wanting to trade out pistol rounds, whoever's on the defense, and yeah, come back a while away from this one. Not expecting him to show us anything, but I mean, he is going to be able to access the spike easier than accessing the players, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exposed, so...
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
We'll see what he can do. Hey, maybe throws a little TP down. Okay. Oh, no, it's placed already.
Yeah.
He's not picked it back up. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. There's the spike. Oh, all right. How much further does this go, Cairo?
Not a whole bunch further because he's looking for a pick and Gentlemates are there. So, pistol round win, Gentlemates move up to 8, extending that gap.
Yeah.
And if this is anything like Peril and that defender side, the momentum really can start to build.
Spike down.
Yeah, it absolutely can. I mean, this one here, Na'Vi diving in blind. That's the issue. If you are just playing the solo Neon, who is that second in, right? Who's that instant follow-up? Is it going to be comeback with his TP, or how else are they looking to try and play it? I don't know.
I'll find you.
Going to give it a go here on A, at least on this round. 2 headhunter bullets. Very modest. See how much you can find with it. It's already taken one from the Sheriff on the other side.
Starzo is still getting no support either.
I mean, they've covered a lot of ground here, Na'Vi. They could be in for a plant at the very least.
Yeah, it's been fairly quick. So if they get a plant, that extra economy is going to look great. And unfortunately, it becomes a firing line, one which comeback can answer back in. I'm not fully convinced about this from NAVI though, especially when mates come in and do that. So one casualty, but one the gentle mates will be happy to answer back in kind.
It was one of Comeback's headhunter bullets,
Yes.
so he's gone sort of 50% value there. With anything more, maybe there was a chance, but you know, I don't mind that from NAVI. Experiment, explore the other side of the map, see what's going on. This is the round now where really we test them under the microscope and put a little bit more pressure on what it is that they're trying to achieve here. Because mates are in fighting form. The vibes are good. They're in the lead. 4-round gap. This is the bonus.
There it is. Stalzo on a sheriff. The rest have rifles, well, except for Bippo. He obviously has his judge. How is that going to get up close and personal on the A side, though? Because this is a lot of distance you have to try and cover. And NAVI, pretty slow to come out here, respecting what Gentlemates could throw at them. And they've done so pretty efficiently so far.
Yeah, they have. And where it's a round that Gentlemates could have found to take 10 off a bonus, it's looking like NAVI have found what was needed to reset, come back, 2 kills, even TP's out on that first engagement and goes back in for another.
Glyph has just got by the trademark, by the way, unnoticed. Unfortunately, Ruxic does note him.
Okay.
So it's a pick back in their direction.
There's one. Mini also making his approach from the same side. Does have a Vandal though, so maybe a little more inclined to save than Glyph on this Guardian.
Yeah, looks like it. If Glyph can get even any damage here, you're probably thinking that's a success.
Yeah. Don't know where he was off to there.
It's a bit of a punt, isn't it?
Yeah, he's deep now. He's gone.
Oh, thanks, mate. I didn't even notice. So back within 3 within these with these two. And overall, right, I'm going to ask you the question that you asked me.
Okay.
When do you start to favour NAVI in this map?
You know what? I could sit here and be like really troll and be like, oh yeah, you know, are they going to do it right now? Like I believe in it, you know? Yeah. And it might happen, but I don't think I've seen enough just yet to get excited. We need more rounds like this from Comeback if there's any chance.
Yeah.
You want me to put like a number on it?
Yeah, not necessarily a number, but I want to know what's your keys to victory?
My keys to victory?
Baby boy.
Excuse me? Comeback finding kills. Who's baby boy?
I think, does he not play in NA?
Yeah, G2 baby boy, that's the one.
Oh.
That's terrible.
That's bad, isn't it?
Oh dear, oh dear.
It gets worse and worse.
It does.
But it could get better for Gentlemates.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so. Here is Comeback. The babyface killer. What can he find? Bippo in rubble. One missed shot is enough. Comeback has seen it all. No reason to hang around. They're able to force Bippo out of position though. And yeah, Martin doesn't really have a tangible way to play off the back of this.
That's why you're seeing the respect being shown here and giving up the full space entirely. NAVI have got the Viper wall up. They're scaling off the back of this. Full retake right now, especially with Glyph having a full belt of utility. Bippo noting the players on the A space.
I mean, with how mates are so passive towards the A site right now, they're fully prepared for this retake, or so you would think. Coming back in, there are plenty of tools. Martin has the nade, Mini and Molly. There's a blind, a seize in there. Multiple ways that they could combine and conflict NAVI, who are playing fully on site.
Yeah, it's all main in Gentlemate's favour, so that's a huge part of the map already cleared out. But Heaven will be a problem later in this retake.
I mean, NAVI are almost all in to that position right now, but mates have a toxic screen they need to fight through. Bippo, the first line of attack. He's very quickly blunted as the spear's thrown in. Double peek from mates is nice, bringing it back into an even situation. 3-on-3 and Martin wrapping around the side, just doesn't have enough bullets in the gun. Players to take out in this target-rich environment. NAVI, bring us within 2.
Well, this second map is now on a knife's edge. with Navi, the ones who have the momentum,
One enemy remaining.
and Gentlemates don't really have the economy to back it.
Filu looking razor sharp on this Neon at times.
Filu, my baby boy. Yeah.
Oh, that's who it is then.
Ah, right, okay. It's not the NA guy.
No, G2 Filu won.
Hey, give him a 1v1 for the spot.
Yeah, a little skirmish.
Yeah, I'd like that.
All right. Navi need to qualify to an international first. we'll wait for that one.
We will see. As for Navi, they want to qualify from the group first before
Yeah,
we get
yeah,
towards
yeah,
an
yeah.
international.
Of course.
And a good result here would certainly put them in good stead. As we are seeing right now, Rooksik going for that scale, but it's a re-hit in towards many bodies.
3 sheriffs here. And a showstopper for Martin as well. If he can find a way to use it, he's going to just take them all with the sheriff instead. 3 picked up, down to a 2-on-2. The guns are deep, difficult to recover on the mate side, but you've now just got to be thinking about Mini. Already has a Vandal, and he's closest to the action if they head B.
Yeah, Navi have given up the rifles, so Starzo has a chance to go and recollect one. Navi, though, given the clean road all towards planting that spike. So it's a post-plant for rifles on both players of Gentlemates.
This one could get really awkward. Comeback has his TP this time to place, so an opportunity to reposition perhaps. Mini now relaying that info back. Has to break the door to get in. Oh, and Rooksik's just not there to reset in time. All of a sudden, 2v1, yeah. Starso just emptying it on the way back through. Trying to figure out and paint this picture. Where is Comeback?
They've missed Comeback, but that's a huge seize.
And Starso spotted it, but Comeback finds the shot. And now he's up against his former teammates! And Comeback will win this time. Mini is no more. And Navi just 1 round away.
A cheeky smile because he knows that Red Bull clutch is what he's capable of. Lovely from Martin, but he can't quite stand up to what Comeback was able to do. Fair enough, mate. That's some time to show it, especially up against Mini of all the players.
Let's go.
A huge Red Bull clutch for Comeback. And in that situation of it, and then the door itself, so I'm not entirely too sure what the plan is for this one. Is it Dumby, perhaps? That guy was buying an Odin and diving in first,
You
but
want to play? Let's play.
high praise.
Well, there's still an operator in the mix for Comeback, although he is being forced away in that A space. Now on Gentlemate's favour. That's a quick exit in towards B, using the Odin in his favour to entry. Not something we'd expect.
Let's check in on Navi's comms, though, and see what they're planning.
Heaven.
Haben.
Right, 80 on race, 80 on race, 80 on race.
We have sealed.
Nice.
Okay. One.
Vänta, no one's sealing, no one's sealing.
One peek eens.
Go for kill back.
Front B.
Door.
Cancel.
Per tower.
Ceiling, yeah. Paranoid coming out, Becco. 2-2.
Close.
Last player standing.
80 on race.
Close to you. Nice try. Okay, it's okay.
Nice try. All good.
Spike's dead. You're welcome.
Valiant effort there from Na'Vi, but not to be. Gentlemate's right back on the warpath after that timeout.
Yeah, double digits, and not only that, you feel pretty hard done by if you come back. Just a few shots away, inches away from getting some key kills in that post plan.
I don't even want to say that they're easy ones, but compared to some of the shots that he's already hit, it's in the pressure situations where that's got to land. And after he just pulled off a 2v1, arguably a more staggering difficulty, it's frustrating for Na'Vi not to be able to keep moving forward, but that's how it goes. No chance to be sorry for yourself.
Yeah, Glyph now really at the high point for the roster, carrying them forward. Starzo and Bipple that we need to keep note of, especially Bipple on the line with the operator.
Just waiting to be greeted by presence on C. Not far off now as Comeback just gets caught edge of the smoke. Bippo can't find the shot he's looking for, but the stun will land and continues to guard this C site where Mini's arrived in support.
He has.
Oh, full reposition.
Nice. Hidden in the corner. Bipple his op will play bait this time. Not usually what you play bait for is a player in the corner with an operator, but if he swings out here,
Gentlemate's fully reset now in their sight hold, and Mini is just completely unexpected. Finally, he connects that long spray of bullets. Starso's arrived as well, and so the captain and his co-caller can feel comfortable in their sight control now.
30 seconds left.
still with time so low, a re-hit in a 2 versus 4 is not going to favour you at all.
And Bippo's looking to peek over this as well. Even the paranoia timing from Glyph, all just buying those precious seconds. 15 of them left for NAVI to make this move, but mates have them cornered.
I think this is a really important round to win if you're gentle, mates. Not only do you get 11, but let's have a look at the attack side economy has. A couple of ultimates in play, but I think those 2 rifles should have been saved. It really begs the question of why attempt a 2 versus 4 with 15 seconds remaining. And it's these key decisions that will cost you if you're NAVI.
Who knows, right? There are a couple of gaps here for them, but maybe swinging at half chances rather than following through on the all more likely. NAVI have been scaling behind this wall a lot, so Bippo will be lucky to find anything here initially.
Oh. NAVI have scaled well once again.
Exactly, just creeping up behind it. And with the smoke there in play, it's all on Martin. But he feels all too happy with the eyes on him. It's where he thrives. And living life in pink, a lot better for him. There is a bit of a trade. In fact, NAVI, they just clap back into the round 2-on-2 now.
It's the reset, though, that favours Gentlemates. Both players are thought for a minute in position to catch B, but instead the spike goes down on A.
Yeah, Chloric playing detached, has the pit, but no way to help set up Filu with it. Bucky in hand. In fact, it's just a full clear around here. Mini wiser to the tricks.
Where is Chloric?
So far back, but no one's already got to work on this spike defusal. They think that he could be wrapping around, so actually giving Chloric a chance to walk on up, but mates patiently wait, and they are rewarded for that patience. It's been a long first map into the second, but they've come out on top.
They have. It took them a long time to get started. 12 rounds to be exact, right? Or 11 at the very least in that first half, and since then they've not looked back. All the way into the second map as well, and there's going to even be a timeout from Angel to talk to his players, because realistically it's do or die, and if it is going to go Gentlemate's way, which at this moment in time you expect, they put themselves in such a vulnerable position in the group with still some top teams to play. Once again, and it's Martin to stand the test.
Feels like unless NAVI are directly hitting the C site, the early stages of the rounds are fine. They're able to take this A control, no problem. It's towards the mid to late where that post plant comes in that there is a problem. Martin on the boost this time, he's just not spotted Ruxic and fully punished for it.
Yeah, that's a massive mistake. At least, though, I thought for a minute Bippo was going to capitalise. Instead, legs Chloric. So the players on NAVI's side get the spike onto site.
Again, access to site, but how does this post plant look? Pit to cut across, but Chloric's been dropped!
And so has Filu. Big picks, 3v3.
While all of this is happening, it transpires that a bit of an awkward one where Comeback's able to get in behind around the other way. Hero wins the duel on site, leaving only Starso behind in this position.
Spike is down. Starso caught with his hands busy. The util trying to get brought out, so Glyph attempts a 1 versus 3. And a big one it could be for him. Zero is up close. If he gets this kill, Nightfall online for the next round. And unfortunately, he's going to go.
Yeah, walks in, finds the first one cleanly. Ruxic still hanging around the silent drop. Glyph needs to be on top of this. Paranoia drops in the opposite way. Lands both shots on the shorty. And now it's come back. The stand in against him. But no one can stand when Glyph is around.
Gentlemates fight their way back from a massive deficit on map 1 to an insane performance on map 2. A Red Bull clutch.